Good morning, coordinator team. I just wanted to send you guys a short video just to kind of give you some updates on new policy and things that you'll have around in the morning when you serve to be able to help you engage the teams. So obviously we're in my office and you can come over to the coordinator little table. Your clipboard now has a lot more stuff on it, and I just want to kind of update you on what's there. Because this will kind of be your lifeline throughout the morning. When the system is either not printing a name tag for a kiddo or they're not able to get their name tag to print, because we've had a couple of issues with that with parents as they promote and switch rooms. So this is the way. Obviously we're requiring the families now to have a check out tag, the call tag. So all you'll do is set up a name tag for them like this. If you push the blue button on the printers, it will spit out 2 name tags. And you will just write them a call number and write the same call number on this. This is obviously the child's name tag, so you'll put this on the child and give this to the parent. You can just remind parents they can take pictures of their call tag with their phone. They don't have to physically have it. But for example, what I do is as soon as I check in one of my kids, I just stick it to my body. That way I have it. If I need it, it's not going anywhere. Obviously, you will still have the morning notes on your clipboard the same way that you always have, and I'll send that to you the week that you're serving. You will also all have now a list of who is serving where everywhere in the morning. And there is a section at the bottom for you to send me any notes. So if there's no gloves in the 1-year-old room, or the 2-year-old room is looking for the Tractor CD, which we're trying to find, you can write that there, just so that you're not feeling like you're having to just hold this in your head, or email me and Katie. You can just write it there and we'll look for your notes there. The next thing I want to show you, so upstairs, obviously the discipline policy is, if a teacher has asked a child to, stop standing on your chair or stop running around the room, and they're just refusing to listen. So the teacher has asked them kindly, they're, either refusing to listen or just being disobedient. If at any point it starts to interfere with the learning of other children, or the learning that they're engaging in the class, we want them to pull the kiddos out. They will contact you by the walkie-talkie. And at that point, you can either step into the room while they are out and use their roster to text the parent by their contact number, or you can stay out with the child, see if you can re-engage them, and if not, if they're just having a really hard morning, because that will happen, you can text the parent. Now, the options that the parent have at this point are to remain in the room with the child as a visitor. So you would give the parent a blue visitor name tag, and they can engage with their child and kind of walk them through class. That's the option that we would love for parents to pick. I think it would help kind of reinforce for their children the value of what we're doing, but it would also provide some support for the teacher so they don't feel kind of high and dry. Obviously at this point also, the other option is the parent can either leave with the child and go back to church, or they can just, go home with the child if they're having a particularly hard day. But I just wanted to let you guys know that those are on there, and that's what they're for. Your coordinator checklist for the morning, like all the stages that you'll go through, is still on there, and we've updated it. This form is behind your checklist, and it's just the incident report form. So if at any point in the morning the teacher has to stop what they're doing to attend medically to a child, whether that's just they've cut their head on the table, or they ran into the wall, or whatever it is, or there was a hitting incident, we want to make sure that we fill out this form when the parent comes to pick up the child. So you would fill out the form and give it to the teacher in the class. When the parent comes to pick up the child, they would review the form and kind of what happened with the parent. And you want to make sure that the parent and the teacher both sign the form, and then you can attach that to their roster for the morning. This is especially important if there's any type of physical injury, and that just helps us to have a log and have everyone aware of what happened in case there's a liability issue for the church. lastly, actually, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make a schedule for the clipboard of what classes are where. Obviously, the discipline policy and the visitor name tags, they can be used upstairs if the kids are having a hard time listening. They can also be used downstairs if a parent wants to see if they can settle a child down if they're having a particularly hard morning. I'm going to show you one more thing and kind of talk about, calming a kiddo downstairs. So if you're in the hallway downstairs by the guest computer, there is now a stroller that comes with a 5-point harness. So the 5-point harness is just important, pretty much kiddos at any age. So starting with like the littlest babies can sit in a stroller as long as it has that 5-point harness. It just clips in on the sides. So these two straps will go over their shoulders, and this will be around their waist. And this is so that if a kiddo gets checked in downstairs in the classes, if it's taking more than 5 to 10 minutes to get them to start to calm down, this is like they're screaming for like an extended period of time. Obviously upstairs, if a kiddo is having a hard time behaviorally, you would just sit them in the hallway with you while you contact the parent or the teacher contacts the parent. For this is like, these are too little kiddos to really think behaviorally. We more want to think about like helping them calm and learn how to be in a classroom. So you can kind of put them in the stroller and wheel them in the hallway. It keeps you from being in a room alone with them, but it also gives them something new, and movement that's like that's very straight, can be calming. It's why a lot of kids calm down when they ride in the car. That's where a lot of kids like to try to take a nap. So I'm gonna stick this right beside the check-in computer if you need it. Just like how upstairs, you just wanna make sure you use their roster to text the parent. And again, for down here, they might use the visitor name tag to actually go into the class with their kiddo and help them to learn the routine and engage in the class. That way, the hope is the next week they're more familiar, they're more okay. But just knowing that there's grace at this age, they all go through separation anxiety, especially as they start walking. They learn that the world is bigger than just them and their mom and their house. So it's a period that might take some adjusting, and that's okay. But these are just a couple of things that you can do to kind of walk through that with families. Hopefully help you to feel comfortable and have a strategy, but also for them to feel taken care of, but not taking advantage of the workers, because we want them to feel confident and comfortable as well. That is it. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for serving. I love you all.